Thank you for joining me today for Success Made Simple. We're going to be talking about a topic that is very commonplace today with all that's happening, and we're going to talk about fear. Specifically, we are going to talk about how to fear not. Do you know, when I grew up, I had no understanding that fear was something that was maybe not normal to feel, or I felt like I was completely powerless to when fearful thoughts or fear would try to come on me. And the Bible's pretty clear that fear is the language of the enemy. It's not the language of our God. Love is the language of our God. And in love, when we're very loved and we know that unconditionally we have someone that loves us, it brings peace. It certainly does not bring fear. So how do we have some empowering ability to be able to control fear? First of all, you need to realize that fear is not God's will for your life. Not at all. Matter of fact, over 300 times in the Bible, God tells us to fear not. And it's not something where he's trying to hit us over the head and say, you better not fear. It's not like that. That's not our wonderful Father. But what he's saying is, fear not. There's no need for you to fear. I've got it all taken care of. So I'm going to share with you a verse that I believe will be extremely empowering for you. And I'm going to explain about this verse too and what it means. So the verse is 2 Timothy 1:7, and many of you have heard this verse. It's pretty well known from people, but I'm going to hopefully explain it in a way that might be new to you. I'm going to believe that God will just take what I'm saying and it will just speak to your heart, into your mind, so that you'll be able to grasp it. And it says this: God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. I think we're all in agreement that we want to have a sound mind. So when we look at what sound mind means and we go back to the root word, it actually means self-discipline. It means self-control. And what that tells us is that if I can be disciplined in my mind, if I can have self-control in my life, then I actually do not need to be powerless in the face of fear. It turns it from me being a victim of fear and not being able to help it to actually meditating on the love of God and being disciplined or have self-control over my thoughts. So how does this work? It works where a thought comes into our mind, or maybe we are reading something that triggers a fearful thought. We want to look at what we are taking in and see if we are actually feeding fear, like the news. But what it does is it allows us to think about the thoughts or feelings or emotions and immediately look at how this would look through the lens of Jesus, through our righteousness, through his love. And we know that Jesus did not walk in fear. We know that God has defeated fear in our life. So when we look at a situation through a lens of God's love for us, which actually helps us to trust him, or in other words, to be in faith that he is going to take care of us, then fear has no place in us and it has to go. So if you have got the temptation or an area in your life that you are feeling worry, anxiety, or fear, I have good news for you. You are empowered against fear. You are empowered to realign what you're thinking in line with the Word of God. And when you do that and you're full of God's love for you, fear cannot stay. So if you would like more information on this topic, I have a whole series called Fear Not. You can click on the link provided, go to my website, KarenConrad.net. I've got a free download, which is a one-pager that gives you an overview of my series on Fear Not, or you can purchase the digital download or a DVD and CD that I will mail to you personally. Thank you so much. God bless you, and I'll see you next time on Success Made Simple.